Hello everyone, welcome back to Cybertix. Today is day 16 of TryHackMe Advent of Cyber, where we are going to learn again about machine learning. But this time a little bit challenging and interesting, where we are going to learn about brute forcing the admin panel, where the captcha has been implemented. You will think that burp intruder will be useful in that case, but why machine learning? So to answer these questions, let's get jump into this. So let's just understand our today's task. But before that, we have to understand the story of it. So why this particular task is being used. So MacGreedy has locked MacGreedy out of his 𝙅𝒐𝙞𝒏 HQ admin panel by changing the password. To make it harder for the MacGreedy to perform a hack, MacGreedy has altered the admin panel login. So it uses a CAPTCHA to prevent automated attacks. A CAPTCHA is a small test like providing the numbers in an image that needs to be performed to ensure that you are a human. This means MacGreedy can't perform a brute force attack, or does it? So, after the great success of using machine learning to detect defective toys and phishing emails, MacGreedy is looking to you help him build a custom brute force script that will make use of ML to solve the CAPTCHA and continue the brute force attack. There is, however, a bit of irony is having a machine solve a challenge specifically designed to tell humans apart from computers. So today's our learning objective is to understand the complex neural network structures. How does a conventional neural network functions? Using neural networks for optical character recognitions, integrating neural networks into a red teaming tool. So let's just start. So let's just understand the convolutional neural networks. In the previous talks, we had talked about the neural networks. However, most of the structures were fairly basic in nature. Today, we will cover an interesting structure called a convolutional neural network. CNN are incredibly ML structures that has the ability to extract the features that can be used to train a neural network. In the previous task, we have used a garbage in, garbage out principle to explain the importance of our input having good features. This ensures that the output from the neural network is accurate. But what if we could actually have the neural network select the important features itself? There is where CNN comes into play. In essence, CNN are normal neural networks that simply have the feature extraction process as a part of network itself. This time we are not just using the math but combining it to linear algebra. Again, we don't have to deep dive into this math problem. So let's just we can understand CNN dividing into three main components, that is feature extraction, fully connected layers, and classifications. We actually already covered these two components in the previous task as simple neural network structures. So our main focus for today will be a feature extraction component. Feature extractions. CNN are often used to classify images, while we can use them almost any data types. Images are simplest for explaining how CNN works. This is the captcha that we are trying to crack. So, as a human, we can understand that it is a 40531. Since we'll be using a CNN to crack the captcha, let's use a single letter in the captcha as our image. So, let's just take our 4 over here. So, image representations. The first question to answer is, how does CNN actually perceive this image? The simple way for a computer to perceive an image in a 2D array of a pixel is the smallest area that can be measured in an image. Together, these pixels are created as an image. A pixel's value describes the color that you are seeing. There are two popular formats of the pixel values, RGB and the grayscales. So, the let to represent this image as a 2D array, we have to start a top and capture the value of the each pixel, working our way to the right in the arrow before moving down. So let's take a look how it's really work in the captcha. So 4 will be getted into the pixelated in a very deep dive format, and it will get into the byte one. So you can see at the last moment. So this is how the pixelated number will be worked over here, 00FF and all. So convolution. There are two types of two steps in the CNN features extraction process that are performed as many times as needed. The first step in this convolution, the math is about to get slightly hectic here. Okay. So I'll just give you an overview over here to don't think that this particular task is hard for you. During the convolution step of the CNN features extraction, we want to reduce the size of the input, often have several thousands of pixels, and while we train the neural network to consider all of these pixels. So what basically it does, that it will just capture all the pixels over here, and wherever the number it will be there, it will capture the number from these total 9 boxes and give a A7 over here. You can see that in the first 9 boxes there is only a F5, uh, pi F and C3. So it will give you an A7. So it's in hexadecimal format because of the math calculations. And after getting those into a one popular boxes, that is into 16 boxes, there will be happen a pooling. So the second step performed in the CNN feature extraction process is pooling. Similarly to convolution, the pooling step aims to the further summarize data into statistical methods. Let's take a look into single slice and how max pooling we can do. So we have to compress this particular pooling, max pool with the 2 by 2 cross. So it will become a C0, E9, 9A and F9. Oh, C0, F9 and 9A and E9. So this has been done. It has selected these total 4 characters over here. So fully connected layers. Now we have our features. That next stage is really very similar to the basic neural network structure that we used based in the introduction machine task. Okay. Classifications. Lastly, we have to talk about the classification portion of the CNN. This is the output layer for the fully connected layer portions. In the previous task, our neural network had only one output to determine whether or not a toy was defected or whether or not an email was a phishing email. So, however, to crack the captchas, a simple binary output won't do, as we need the network to tell us what character is. Therefore, we need an output of each potential characters. So, we have to train our CNN now, but that we have covered the basics. Let's take a look what we will require to train our CNNs to solve the crack captchas. Please note that the following steps has been already performed for you, which is very good. So in order to crack the captcha, we will have to go to these following steps. Gather captcha, we can create a label data, label the captchas to use the supervised learning model, train our captchas cracking CNN, verify and test our captchas cracking CNN, export and host training models so we can feed captchas to solve. Create and execute brute force script that we will receive the captchas, pass it on and solve and run the brute force attack. So the step one will be, but before that, let's just solve the questions if it is has theoretical. So okay, they have some theoretical questions. So let me just solve the questions. What key process of training data uh, or neural network is taken care of using a CNN? So the answer will be feature extractions. Okay, what is the name of the process in the use to extract the feature? So answer is a convolution. What is the name of the process used to reduce the feature down? Okay, so it was a pooling because we are just making a size smaller and smaller over here. What of the shell CNN did we use to train a cracking OCR model? Okay, so we need to get into this. So let's directly jump to our hosting our CNN and about this training. So let me just open it. Okay, so this particular domain has a username and password section and the captcha. We can directly solve the captcha manually, but we have to brute force the admin password, which we don't know. So how we can do this? So simply we have to let me just minimize it and open the terminal. View zoom in. Okay, yes. So we have to simply run the Docker over here. So Docker run command. Let me just copy it. If you are new to the Docker, don't worry, it's just a virtual machine kind of thing where in the particular container we are using a different images. So let me just add it, and they had given a description also, which is very good. So let's just understand. This will start a Docker container that has a TensorFlow and AOCR already installed for you. You all need to connect to this container. For the next few steps, you find the container ID using the different following commands. So docker ps which means that process. So this is our container ID. So let me just paste it. Okay, the container ID, the port, image, commands, and everything has been detailedly entered. So you can see the image commands which we can use it, created, and the status of it. And we are running it on the 606 TCP port and 888. Take a note of your container ID and run the following command. So okay, we let me just copy it and paste it. Okay, so we had get into this particular container ID within the bin bash command. So we are running a bash command over here. So this will connect you to the container. You can navigate to the following directory for the next few steps. So cd/ocl. So let me get into that. Okay, we are into the OCR directory. Gathering training data. In order to train our CAPTCHA cracking CNN, we have to first create our dataset. Then we can use for training. So let's take a look into the authentication portal for the 𝑚𝙧𝒏. So as we are already running into the browser of our VM, and we can see this username, password, and the CAPTCHA fields. So let me just capture the details of over this. With the help of curve, we are able to see like what image they are using. Is it base64 or not? So let me just check. Okay, hqadmin.thm, it's not on, it says. Let me just get back into the new terminal, hit enter, and yes, we can see this is a captcha part. So the image has been loaded into the base64 over here. So it has been decoded. So we have to pull the data. In the output, you will see the base64 encoded versions of the captcha's image. We can write a script that will download this image and then prompt us for the provide answers for the captcha. To store in a training data, this is has already done for you. You can view the stored data using the following command. Okay, this is a really good thing. So let me just copy it, hit enter. We are just listing the data sets of the raw data, creating the training data sets. Next, we need to create the training data sets in the format of AOCR can use. This requires to create a simple text file that lists the path of each captcha and correct the answer. A script was used to create this text file and can found under the labeling directory. So let me just get into that. Okay, you can see there are total 10,000 images over here. So let me just get into the, let me just type ls. Okay, cd labeling. Okay, ls. Okay, we have a labels.py. Okay, so you can use the following command to view the content of the text file. So let me just copy it. Okay, and once you have our text file, it has been converted into the TensorFlow record that can be used for the training. This has already been done for you, which is a really good thing. So we just need to copy and paste it. This will take some time, so let's just wait for a second. So after running the command, it gives that file not found error, no such file or directory that is into the data sets. So no worries for that. So basically, as they mentioned before, this has already done for you. It is stored into the labels directory. We had created two data sets, one for the training data and one for the testing data. Okay, so I guess we need to get into the labels directory, cd labels, and then we can run this command. Training and testing the CNN. Finally, we can start our training model. This has already been done for you again, which is good. But with all the preparation completed, you will need to be use this command to start the training. So as I am already there and I am running the command, which I had, I guess, already started. Okay, but we need to use this command. So let me just copy it, hit enter. Okay, you can see the training has been started. Training now will begin. Once the training has been completed, a couple of steps, stop it and press Ctrl C. Let's take a look at one of the output lines from the running command. Okay, so let's just finish it. It has been finished. Okay, so this particular date, timestamp, root info step 1, it has given particular numbers of seconds, loss, perplexity in each of their CNN is trained on all our inputs, similar to what discussed in the introduction of the machine learning task. Each image has been given as input of the CNN, which will then make a predictions on numbers that present in the captcha. Okay, so as a CNN is already trained for you, now you can test the CNN for the running. So let me just copy it. Testing now will be run. A couple of testing steps are completed. Now you can stop it and we can see the accuracy of all the things. It says that accuracy is 100%, right? But that might be a false positive, and you can see that there is a 99% of flexibility, and how fast it is using the particular captchas, how it is being predicting that I am able to solve the captcha of this particular accuracy, which is a really good thing. So let's just complete this, and till the time we will see another steps if there is are any. Okay, now we have to host our CNN model. Now that's we have trained our CNN, we'll need to host the CNN models to send the captcha through the brute forcing script. Okay, once the CNN has been trained, we can export the weight of the different nodes. This allows us to create and train the network at any time. And export to the trained CNN has already been started and created under the OCR underscore model directory. So let me just get into this. So it will take a long time. So let me just press Control C and cd space dot dot and cd slash, I guess it's in the model one. Okay, cd slash model. Okay, now we will export that model from the Docker container using the following command. So again we have to okay, we had copied. Once that complete, you can exit the Docker container terminal using the exit command and kill it using the following command. You can reuse this command as if we want. So docker kill and the container id which we had got. So let me just copy it and enter. Okay, docker has been killed, and we have to run again this command to host our TensorFlow. So let me just copy it, paste. Yes, so it will take some time. We are running on the port 85001. So from, and we are fetching that container from that particular port. Okay, this will start a new hosting on the OCR model that was exported for the AOCR training Docker container. We can continue to the model through the API hosted one. So let me just copy it. Now you can see that the status is available with the help of Docker container. We had hosted a TensorFlow. So let's get into the another part, brute forcing the admin panel. We are now ready to our brute force attack. Finally, you have been provided with the custom script that we will use to find the custom scripts password list. It is in the desktop folder into the brute force one. So let me just get into this. So let me just clear it, cd desktop, and then brute forcer, and then ls. Okay, we have the brute forcer .py. So let me just run it, python 3, and hit enter. If you want to understand the python command, you can check it out in the TryHackMe. They had given with the. Okay, so it has been the brute force has been started, and you can see it is giving a invalid credentials pair username and passwords over here. But we had get the access granted, which is really good. So really not gonna guess this is the password. Oh, it's really nice. So let me just paste it over here. So they had given a username. So you can see in the below, username is admin and the password is also one. So let me just paste it. Okay, and we have to solve the captcha 27073. Okay, let's just sign in, don't save, and you can see we had got the flag. So of the today's task, let me just copy it and paste it over here. Okay, now we have to solve the remaining task. What of the self CNN did we use to train a captchas cracking OCR model? Okay, so we had used an attention OCR, that is AOCR. So what is the password that 𝑚𝙃 set on the HQ admin? So it was a, right, it's really not a gonna guess this. So let me just type it. So yes, if you enjoy this room, check out our Red Team learning parts. Okay, we will check on later on. So I hope you understand why we had took the help of machine learning to brute force the admin password. instead of 𝙤𝒐𝙬𝒏 intruder. This topic might get confused what was happened, but don't worry, you can ask me anytime in our Telegram community channel. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting videos like this. I'll see you in the next video. Till that time, goodbye and Jai Hind.
Thank you.